Zach, if Nick can or can't go, how does that change things for the offense?
I mean, I would never want to downplay Nick, just he's so important to what we do offensively. It would throw a wrench into things, just I'm sure from a play calling perspective of, what you can and can't call. For me, it's just a guy I'm just super familiar with and, trust at every level, of our scheme. And so it would be tough for sure to not have him out there. So we'll see.
Do you think about his catch streak at all? I think it's 73 games now.
Do I think about it? I don't think. I mean, I know what it is. Yeah, I love Nick, so yeah, I know. Yeah, he's gonna get a catch.
So there are situations.
You better get a catch.
If it didn't come naturally, we maybe need to get one. It's the fourth. If Nick's on 0 catches,
No,
you would know.
in all seriousness, Nick doesn't play that way. He's one of the more unselfish people I've ever been around. Like he is the ultimate, setting a screen downfield for another player to catch the football because he understands coverage so much. He knows when he's getting the ball and not getting the ball. So the amount of times that he's assisted on catches for people is countless. So he doesn't play the game that way. I'm half joking about all that, but yeah, he's in my opinion, if not the best guy we got, you got to get the ball in his hands, right? Find ways to get him touches. So he's gonna have his catches.
The run game as we look forward to Thursday, Peterson and Cooley. Did you like how it worked with both guys?
I thought they did a great job. I thought Matt did a good job. Obviously, having reps the week before I think helped, and as much as he's practiced during training camp as well. And I thought Cooley did a great job when he came in too. Did a really good job of running that stretch in the boundary, put his foot in the ground, and I think got a first down there on that one drive that kind of put the game out of reach. So both did a really good job. The moment wasn't too big for him, and I wasn't expecting that at all. I think they really earned the trust from the offensive line with respect to how we want to run the football and how we protect. They had a great, although a short week, a great week of meeting time in there, with us sitting in there and talking through protection. So they're ready to go.
We're going to talk a ton about Tyrell Ford now being with the Elks. What did you notice about him when he was with you guys?
Oh, just he can cover everything. Very smart. He's a savvy player. I always thought that as I was on the field with him more and more. Because as a rookie, you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna go after this guy. But he understands concepts, and I think it's a credit to him. Obviously, JY and the guys that are here, helping him through all those meetings and times on the field with the route recognition, the way that we do defense here. So he's still got that in his back pocket. He's obviously super talented, super fast. But yeah, to me, his intelligence just on the field always stood out because he really understands concepts.
What's it going to be like to play against him tomorrow? He's probably going to be pretty eager to make a big play against his former team, obviously.
Yeah, he'll be excited, I'm sure. It's not really something that you think about during the week or especially during the game. But, if we have some concepts that are going, his way, like I said, he's a smart player. So you got to, if you think he's not going to, if you think he's taking care of on a play, sometimes in the back of your head, like, hey, he might be cheating here. So
You seem like you're in a good mood. Is it the fact that you're getting a chance to play in front at home tomorrow for the first time this year? Even better mood.
I think that the coffee's hitting me.
Oh, there you go. But the fact that tomorrow it's week 4, but you're finally getting a chance to play at home in front of the crowd.
Yeah, I'm excited. Obviously excited to get back out there. The first week was tough, and the main reason being, not being out there in front of the fans because they've, at least in my time here, it's just been a special experience every single time we take the football field at home. They're unbelievable, the amount of energy they bring to the stadium and that adrenaline rush that kind of sustains the entire game because of them. So it's going to be awesome. It's always special.
When you're coming off of a strong performance, is it sometimes a good thing that it's a short week so you could just kind of keep rolling, or what's kind of your mindset around that?
I think sometimes the short weeks lend its hand to keeping things a little simpler than you might have planned. So sometimes that leads to playing faster and all those things. But it remains to be seen. Again, they've had a full week of prep. Again, other teams go through the 5-day thing like we have. But they've had some time to make adjustments and all those things. So we'll have to figure that out as the game goes on and what they're trying to do and how we can attack them.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the name Trey Ford or when you watch him play, obviously?
Just a special athlete, dynamic. Just the play's never over, So Yeah, just and I think, you know, I'm not sure if it's said about him or not, but he's super competitive. You know, like sometimes that can lend its hand to mistakes, and I've been guilty of that in the past. You know, just never wanted to give up on a play, but he's a guy who doesn't give up on many plays and hits a lot of home runs for them. So, yeah.
How much has the mood improved starting off 2-0 compared to last year when you guys didn't get your second win until the sixth game?
Last year seems like a blur, doesn't it? That whole beginning of the season. It's obviously easier to come to work after a win, you know, and it's easier to watch the film with a critical eye. You know, it's more enjoyable. But, you know, that being said, you can't, you know, sweep things under the rug, you know, just because you win a football game. So I think, you know, Jason and the offensive staff have done a good job of, you know, reining the crew in and saying, hey, you know, yes, we've won these games. We've done a pretty good job in some aspects, but here's where we need to improve. And, again, on a short week, I thought we did a good job of focusing on that kind of stuff.
What are those things you need to improve on offense? What are the big ones?
I mean, for me, myself, obviously not turning the football over. That's an obvious one. But, again, just sustaining drives, just execution. I mean, I know that's a very vague thing to say, but as I've said to you guys many times over the years, you know, the beautiful thing about offensive football is it takes all 12. So just making sure our communication is very sound, you know, we're alignment and assignment sound, all those things, and that usually lends its hand to executing at a high level. You know, usually the plays that you do make mistakes, something went wrong somewhere, right? So just playing a clean football game, being as prepared as we possibly can. You know, we still have about 24 hours or whatever the number is before the game to really continue to learn about Edmonton and what we want to do, and just go out there and attack.
That first touchdown pass last week is probably one of your better ones. I mean, those must feel really good. How do you feel about the way you're throwing the ball and reading things so far?
Yeah, that one felt good for sure. But yeah, I think with that being really the first action I've had, that I felt okay throwing the football. You know, again, a couple I wish I had back. The corner really to Nick was the one, because that's kind of our thing, right? Throw a Nick Dempsey corner. So just I don't know what happened on that, but was happy about the way I saw the coverage and all that, and yeah, we'll continue to improve. The more and more reps we get, it is what it is early in the season. We'll continue to get better.
At this stage of your careers, there's still a feeling of, okay, I can still do this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And at the same time, it's like I need more reps. So let's continue to practice and get reps. Yeah. Yeah.
Zach, did you hear what Luke Wilson had to say about the CFL?
I've heard a little bit. Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on what he?
I think he's great on TSN. Yeah. I mean, I think he does a great job, especially the NFL stuff. He's like the best they got, in my opinion. It's not even close. So I think the more eyeballs on the league, the better. Yeah, I think let's get the league as great as we can possibly make it.
Right. Even when he's talking very negatively about. Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I don't.
That's why I was asking. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What negatively in what respect?
He said it's hot garbage. He's watching the. Yeah, but if you didn't see it, then that's
No,
why
I did not
asked.
see
I don't
that,
want to put you
no.
on the spot, so, yeah.